Hey babes, welcome to the debut episode of Free the Moms. Okay, now it's a debut episode, but it's like not a debut episode because really the Yummy Mummy podcast turned into the Lose Weight for the Last Time podcast, and now it's just coming into its next evolution. This is just the Laura Conley podcast show 3.0. And why is this changing to Free the Moms, you might ask? Well, here's the deal, you guys. I have a divine assignment from the universe, like literally a calling that I have to free a million moms. And what I realized is that we were doing it. We were freeing the moms from diet culture, from not living in their bodies, not wanting to be in their bodies, like hating the experience, feeling like their bodies were a trap, their clothes were a trap, like the food noise was a trap. So we've been doing that successfully for years now. I don't know. Are we 5 years in? Oh my God, that's nuts. 4 or 5 years in? I think 5 years in almost, you guys. And so it's just time for its upgrade. I realize that if I'm really going to do this mission, this divine assignment, we have got to expand the cages that we free ourselves from. So on this podcast, we're going to be talking about mom guilt. We're going to still talk about weight loss and food freedom and all of that amazingness. We're also going to talk about perfectionism and people pleasing and time, not loving your day to day. It really brings me to the question of like, what is freedom? Like, what does that even mean? And what I keep coming back to time and time again is that it's like the ability to be yourself, to live life on your terms, the way that you want. It is waking up and feeling free in your body, waking up and being excited. My husband literally today was like, "Are you excited to wake up today?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm so excited." He's like, "I thought so." But you guys, genuinely, I am excited to wake up every morning and every night. I don't want to say every, some days I'm like, oh, right. But like most days, I wake up really excited for the day. And most days, my head hits the pillow feeling really fulfilled and really just, satisfied. And I want that for you. And I know that that is possible for you. Okay, so this first episode, you guys, I really want to tell you a bigger why. So, number one, there's like my divine assignment. I have to free you. Like it's just not negotiable. It's just like what I have to do on this planet. But this calling got so much stronger last year. And here's why. And I'm really nervous. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be super transparent with you guys. I started writing notes and I was like, I don't want to write notes. I want to just come and like pour this from my heart, pour this out of me into you. And so, another one of the main reasons, there's so many reasons why we have to free the moms, but the other reason is that this is healing on a generational line. So, okay, this is a bit of a trigger warning, you guys, because we are going to be talking about mental health. So, if you've got kids around or if mental health stuff can be triggering for you, then maybe this episode is actually not for you. Or maybe you want to listen to it later. But just over a year ago, I got a devastating call from my dad. I actually wasn't that surprised to get it given the history. But and I literally, he started talking and I blacked out because of what he was saying. And I fell to my knees. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt that where you're like, have you guys heard the expression like weak in your knees? I actually got weak in my knees and like fell. I was near my bed. So I fell to my bed. And I had to ask him to repeat himself because I just blacked out. But what was happening is that my mom, oh my God, I think I am going to cry. But my mom tried to kill herself. Okay. Okay. So my palms are sweating. I told my coach's social community that this was the audacious act I was going to do, was put this story out there for you because I think we all need to hear it. We need to be talking about this more. So my dad was reporting to me that my mom had made a serious attempt at trying to kill herself, at trying to take her own life. She was not successful, thank God. And I say thank God, but sometimes I genuinely wonder, like, is that thank God? Like, did she just want to be done and it didn't work. I say thank God for me personally, because I want my mom to be here. I want to do life with her. I want her to be a part of my children's life. I want to go to freaking Machu Picchu with her. I want to go for walks in the neighborhood with her. So for me, I say thank God. But then I think of her and I'm like, is it thank God? Oh, it's so brutal, you guys. So this happened a year ago, and she attributes so much of her mental health struggles with not being free when she was a mom. She has so much despair and regret because she had played out the American motherhood playbook perfectly. Perfectly. She did it right. She was the PTO president. She had the homemade snacks. She celebrated freaking every holiday there ever was for us. First day of spring, holiday, right? Like Fat Tuesday, holiday. Flag Day, holiday. She was the Pinterest mom before there were Pinterest moms, before there was even Pinterest. She was doing it perfectly, and it was to her detriment. Yeah, you might want to argue like that wasn't perfectly, right? And so I feel like it's part of my legacy to tell her story as a cautionary tale of like, hey, this is what could happen. I know this is dramatic, you guys, but it's also true. This is what could happen if you don't start putting yourself on the list, because she feels like she never took time for herself. She felt like she couldn't have a career. She felt like she couldn't go play golf because it was too much time. She felt like, and I'm not saying she didn't have a wonderful life. I think she would tell you that she loved us and she loved her family so much, but she didn't put herself on the list, and she's suffering now. And like, we're all suffering now, really, because we all had this big dream that I just took a screenshot of my friend Nicole, actually, who I want to have on the podcast, of her and her family, her parents and her kids. They're like at the summit of Machu Picchu. I'm like, I'm putting that on my vision board. I'm still going to hold the vision that that is possible for our family. But I don't know if it is, you guys, because she's so sick. She has so much anxiety and so much crippling depression that it made her want to do the thing that she said she would never, ever, ever do, because she said that. And I one day I want to have her on the podcast to talk about all of this. And by the way, she gave me permission to talk all about this. And she actually was very kind of adamant that I do share the story if it can even help one person, right? Oh my God. So anyway, so this is a cautionary tale to put yourself on the list. Put yourself on the list. Please free yourself of whatever trap, of the not enough trap, of the like, but I have to trap, but I can't ask for that trap. You can have the life one tiny step at a time. And so, what I was going to say is that, wow, I did not know I was going to get this emotional, but, I just have like this pit in my stomach recording this. But anyways, what I want to say is my mom was so compelled. That's not even the right word. Like, she had to change the generational story that, or what is the right word? She had to interrupt what she got from her mom, because she really wanted to pass down a legacy that she was proud of. She came from a alcoholic home where her mom was very abusive, and she wanted to change that. She wanted to have a family where she changed it, but it's like she overswung, right? She's like overcompensated to the detriment of herself. And so she never got to live her best life. And so she did the thing that she said she would never do. And because of it, and I'm not blaming her, right? Like, but we are suffering because we want her. We love her. We want her to be in our lives. It is so painful to watch her suffer and just watch TV all day, every day, which is bananas. Like, I don't even think my mom watched TV ever growing up. So this is I kind of feel like it is my mission, my duty to tell you the story, even though it's so painful and I don't really want to tell you it, because it feels so raw and vulnerably, but I feel like I have to because I feel like if this just inspires you to tell your husband you're going to girls' night, if this just inspires you to go take that pickleball lesson, this just inspires you to say, no, kids, I'm not making you breakfast for another 15 minutes because I'm doing my journaling. If this just gets a little bee in your bonnet and it makes you start to put yourself on the list, if it makes you feel like I have to put my oxygen mask on. This gives you any motivation so that you're not 73 and unable to see your grandkids. I don't want you to be 73 and crying on the couch because you are just so plagued with depression. I don't want you pacing back and forth with anxiety that whatever, you don't have anything to talk about or that you're not good enough or whatever. We have to solve this now because this could turn into something detrimental. And I know you might think, no, no, it won't. And it might not. I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen to you, but I'm saying it's worth you putting you on the list for your family. Do it for your family. If you can't do it for you, do it for them. Pretty please with a cherry on top. So, the other thing I want to let you know is that I'm going to have a way for you to do that, for you to start putting your oxygen mask on, for you to actually wake up excited and go to sleep fulfilled, for you to go from meh to yay, for you to be able to say yes to you, for you to be able to stop with the mom guilt, right? For your family. So stay tuned for that. And I know some of you guys might be having like questions like, how is your mom now? Or like, how was that experience for you? I mean, the experience was absolutely horrible. I mean, it's still horrible, as you can imagine. And honestly, she's not doing that much better. She has made a lot of progress, but she is still so sick. Um, and it's just so heartbreaking because we want her in our lives. And she was like, oh, just the best. Right. And like looking back, like I don't think I would have had a worse life if she had put herself on the list. I don't. Maybe I would have had a better life as a kid, right? So we are pulling out all the stops, trying to help her to get better. But ultimately, she is going to have to be the one that wants to get better, that wants to heal, that has to come from within. And she knows this on some level, right? So it is very, 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 very painful to see somebody who you love so much, she was like that mom. She was like all of my friends like go-to mom, right? She and my dad lived in LA for a period when we were in LA. She was like, we were in our 20s at that time, and all my besties, like, we would go to her house for advice. You know, in high school, my boyfriend and I would come home, we would chat with her till like 2 a.m. She was like, you guys are going to think this is a little creepy, but she ended up being like the matron of honor in my wedding because it was just like the right choice. We had so much fun together, but there was a piece of her that she was ignoring, and there was a piece of her that she just suffocated and pushed down because she thought that's what she had to do. She thought that that was the right way. She did not believe that she was allowed to put herself on the list. She did not believe that she was allowed to go do whatever career she wanted or go play whatever sport or art she wanted to get into art. She never did, right? Because she felt the societal pressures and with following that rule book to a T, again, to the detriment of herself later on. And thank God she did such a good job of mothering us because we are so stable and so solid that we can handle this. Like we will be okay. Is it painful? Is it horrible? Is it like the worst thing ever? Yes. And also, like, and this is where I also have to give a lot of credit to the coaching tools. I do not think that I would have been able to continue to take care of my kids. Oh God, now I'm gonna cry more. Without the coaching tools, without having had a coach, without having this foundation. I don't think I would have been able to show up for my kids the way that I have been able to for the past year. I don't think I would have been able to show up for my dad, for my mom too, of course, but for my dad. And that's really kind of what I think my role is here is yes, to help my mom, but also to really help my dad because he's now really, really dealing with some major caregiver syndrome. And that's just as painful as what my mom is going through. And I've been able to be there for him, for my kids, for my clients, right? I'm still able to show up at work, even though it's really hard. And, I have to ask for help a lot. But I just want to call out that, like, every day I'm grateful for the coaching tools. And when I say the coaching tools, like the ability to really manage my mind and the ability to really process my emotions in healthy ways that serve me. Had this been 10 years ago, I probably would have gained like 100 pounds. Like, I'm not even kidding. That doesn't mean I didn't drink a bottle. I was like, the second that we found that out, I was like, I mean, I obviously was on the floor. And then like when I regained consciousness, I like was like, I don't know, I probably drank a bottle of wine that night. But my point here is like, I really don't know what I would have done without those coaching tools. And my dad too, this is where it gets even more heartbreaking is I think he played out the American dream, like dad playbook pretty perfectly. He worked so freaking hard for our family and my mom too, so hard, everything for the family, everything to not pass down what their parents passed down to them, to me and my brother. My parents they like crushed it. They crushed the American dream playbook. And what they did was they worked so hard for 40 some years, saved up a cushy, nice retirement. And guess what? They can't use that money, those resources, those gifts the way that they want to. They had all kinds of grand plans, Alaska, all the places that the retirees want to go, where they want to go. They will always want to go on an Alaskan cruise. Why do they always want to go on an Alaskan cruise? An Alaskan cruise, Machu Picchu, you're all the things. And like, they're not able to do it. So that breaks my heart just as much as what my mom is going through. It's like they're not getting to live out their best years. And that's been a lesson for me. It's like, what about now? Why not now? Why can't I do that now? I want to do that now. Because you guys, tomorrow is not a guarantee. I know that's cliche, but it is not. So stop waiting. This like, I want to shake you a little bit. Sorry, I do. But I want to shake you a little bit. And I want to tell you like how important it is that you take care of yourself and you start asking yourself, what the fuck do I want? What the motherfuck do I fucking want? And you might not know because you haven't asked yourself for 15 years. Because the moment your baby was born, you set your desires aside because that's what society told you had to do. So good job. This is not your fault. If you're like, wow, I'm not a free mom. Wow, I don't even know what I want. Wow, I do need some help. Not your fault. Not your fault. Nope, not. But it is your responsibility. You do have the ability to respond to your life. You are the one. You are in charge. No one else. Not the messaging you got, not the conditioning you got, not what your husband thinks, not what your bestie thinks, not what your freaking mother-in-law thinks. No, you are the one. And now it is time. It is your turn. You need to get in the driver's seat and I will help you get there because we cannot live like this anymore. We cannot. I can't tolerate it anymore and neither should you. So this is your cautionary tale to stop it. Stop it. Stop playing small. Stop playing by an outdated rule book and start. This is your call. It is time for you to answer it. So we're going to do a challenge. It's going to be free. Stay tuned for it. It's going to be called, This is the End of Your Mom Guilt Era. So make sure you're following me on Instagram at Laura Conley Coaching. so that you can get details for that free challenge because we are here to free the moms. Okay. So here's the other thing with this podcast, you guys. I want this to be a conversation. I'm done talking at you. Not that I was talking at you before, but I want this to be a conversation. I want to see you in my DMs. I want to see you in my inbox. I want to know what's resonating. I want to do this freedom journey together. This isn't me leading you. This is us going together. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I'm looking at where I'm not free and I'm figuring out how to free myself. Maybe I'm one step ahead of you. Let me hold your hand and help you. And we're going to be skipping, guys. We're not running. We're going to be skipping. We're going to be galloping. We're going to be like on the trampoline. That's how we're doing it because we're going to be having fun. We're going to learn to enjoy ourselves. This is not a season that you're waiting for to be over so that you can then put yourself on the list. No. And what a disservice to your children would that be, right? What do they see? What is their role model? A martyr? Somebody that doesn't put them on the list? Somebody that can't say yes to themselves? And constantly saying yes to everybody else and no to them. No, 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 no. I will not any longer. So make sure you look out for that challenge. Make sure you DM me, respond to whatever emails I send you if you want to. You don't have to. I'm not like begging you. I'm just saying I want this to be a conversation and I want to do this together because that's how we're meant to do life. We're not like it takes a village. I know that's so cheesy, but this is your village. Let it be. Okay. It looks different than it did 200 years ago or 500 years ago or 100,000 years ago with the villages, right? But this is the village that you've been seeking. And so I want to have that back and forth. I want to learn and grow together. I want to heal together. I want to have fun together. I want to do life together. So let's go. Okay. I love you. Welcome to Free the Moms. Let yourself lean in to this really being the first step to your best life for your kids and for you. Okay. That was a big one. I hope you have the best week ever. I'll talk to you next week. Let me know what episodes you want me to do, what topics you want me to do, what resonated from today, what questions you have, and we're going to do it on the pod. So I love you guys all so much. I hope you have the absolute best week. I already said that. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.